This is hell and high water. You're going through.
Alright, so this is going to be my review for the new movie Hell or High Water. Just came out a couple weeks ago in 2016. So I'd heard a little bit about this movie. I'd seen the trailer, thought it looked really interesting. Stars Chris Pine and Ben Foster. It's directed by a person I hadn't seen any work from before. His name's David Mackenzie. He has a decent list of film credits. Worked a couple times with Ewan McGregor, a movie called Young Adam, and then Perfect Sense. I haven't seen any of those, but then I really heard about him pretty recently. His last movie was called Startup, and it's a prison movie. It's supposed to be really, really good. I know all the reviews about it a year ago or so were just really good. So then this is a new movie. This movie is plot-wise, it's pretty simple. So Chris Pine and Ben Foster play brothers, Toby and Tanner Howard. So Toby is played by Chris Pine, and he's a divorced father. They're in Texas, and he's down on his luck, needs money, needs it quickly, and he just convinces his brother, his older brother Tanner, played by Ben Foster, to start robbing some banks with him. And that's what they do. So they're trying to bankroll something. They get into it a little later, what's going on. It's not like a big secret, though. They're going to lose their family farm, and so Toby has been in charge of that. And, Tanner's been away. Seems like he's like a career criminal, kind of, then you call him like a low life or whatever, but hasn't done much, been in and out of prison and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the story. Toby's family comes in a little bit later. He has some kids, 2 sons, but then he's divorced. So, but his whole thing is providing for them. He wants to be that person that provides for his family, even though he might not get to see him as much as he wants. Don't want to really get into the specifics of it or any spoilers. It's really good. And then, so as they're doing these robberies, they're being chased by Texas Rangers, and one of the main Rangers is Marcus Hamilton, played by Jeff Bridges. So initially I thought this looked pretty similar to No Country for Old Men, which it does have its similarities, set in Texas, some sort of criminal activity, and, Texas Ranger on the trail. So much like Tommy Lee Jones and No Country for Old Men, you have that similar dynamic with Jeff Bridges here. But I was a little surprised at how funny Jeff Bridges is. Much, much funnier than Tommy Lee Jones was in No Country. So it's pretty interesting, brings some levity to the role. And I love Jeff Bridges, but I don't know, that guy's funny. His voice, I don't know, I haven't heard him speak in an interview recently. I heard him singing on a show the other day, but he gets so his voice is so grumbly and jowly and weird sounding. He had the same kind of accent or whatever in True Grit, and those are both kind of True Grit, and then this, he's kind of playing that weary southern law enforcer. So I don't know if that's I don't know if he just affects that a little bit more, makes that more prominent, or if that's the way he just actually talks now. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of interesting. But all of the acting in this movie is really good. I just did a review not too long ago about The Mechanic, which starred Ben Foster, and I thought he was really miscast in that. Here, he's perfect. He's a little off the hinges, ex-prisoner, a little crazy. Ben Foster does crazy really well. He does this really well in this movie. He's robbing these banks, but he's doing it for fun, whereas Toby is doing it because he needs the money. They kind of play it that way too. Toby's a good guy. He just needs this money, and he's in a desperate situation, but Tanner's just willing to do this for fun. and that's kind of how they play the two. They play their roles really well. Chris Pine's really good. Most people are going to be familiar with him from all the Star Trek movies now, so he's good too as this, concerned father trying to get money for his family. One thing I noticed right away is that the camera work and the cinematography, this is really good in this movie. There's a lot of good camera movement just in every scene almost. Cinematography reminded me of Sicario. I think I looked at it earlier. I think that actually might be the same cinematographer. Or actually, I think it's the same writer. Let me double check that real quick. Taylor Sheridan wrote this, and yeah, he also wrote Sicario. So, not exactly cinematography, but they have a connection there. And then, what other movie other than No Country for Old Men is a pretty quick comparison, easy parallel. But another one that I thought of was Midnight Special. So that's another recent movie, a very different premise. That movie is about Michael Shannon is trying to protect his son, has some kind of crazy abilities. They're on the run from authorities and some cult. But what I thought was similar was that both of these movies start right in the middle of the action. So in that movie, Midnight Special, right away you're on the road with these people. They're on the run, and it's really well done. And same thing here. You're right in the middle of a robbery at the beginning, and they don't need to give you a bunch of voiceover or exposition at the beginning. You're just in it right away, and makes sense. Might take a little bit to get used to what's going on, but they do it really well. They explain it well. That's one thing that I just did another review for a movie, Vanishing Point, which was really bad at explaining backstories of characters with flashbacks. Here, they don't have flashbacks, and they don't need to. They can tell a story really well in the middle of the action. They just jump into it, but you understand what's going on through a really well-written story, good dialogue between the brothers, and it just naturally flows. So it's pretty interesting to see something like that back to back, something done poorly in one movie, and then seeing it done really well just a couple days later. So this movie's really good, really well written. All the acting's really good. Jeff Bridges is funny. Some pretty intense action sequences. That's also works extremely well. So I would recommend this for people to watch. I'm giving it a 4.25 out of 5. So a very high recommendation. It has a couple things in common with No Country for Old Men, but I was kind of worried they'd be too similar, but they're not. It's a very different story, very well written. I'm not sure how much longer it'll be in theaters. Definitely worth a watch if you're looking for, a heist movie, kind of a bit of an action thriller. And if not in theaters, definitely worth a rent when it comes out in video in a while. So yeah, I'd recommend that. Hell or High Water, giving it a 4.25 out of 5. All right.
Come hell or high water.